Two dope dudes, bringing you the news, leading you to much success with all their insightful views. Do you grow yourself or buy from the top shelf? Are you here to take the reins and gain back your health? Whatever it is, you know the biz. Leave a light, crack a pipe, and let's get on with it. If you want to acquire the knowledge, you don't have to go to college. You can just come hang with Aaron and Dave.
Hey, welcome to the Elevated News Podcast with TwoDopeDudes. We're a podcast focused on discussing local and national cannabis news and culture. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Dave.
What's going on, dude? How are you?
Living the dream.
Living the dream, huh?
Yep, dreaming to live. Yeah, no, doing really well, actually. Today was productive, and I feel good. I like productive. You ever get one of them days? You just get so much done. You feel real smart about yourself. You don't need nobody else to...
Man, I don't know about all of that, but yeah, I do get productive. I have been productive lately. I've been real busy packing. So like going through stuff, throwing stuff away, putting stuff in boxes, you know. I feel like I've been productive.
Yeah. All accomplishments are good. I like that. Getting shit
for
done.
sure.
But I definitely,
You got some shit at work done. I do know that feeling when I was
feeling accomplished.
At different jobs when I would like just, you know, blow out whole rooms and just like get a whole lot accomplished and just be like, yep.
Just
then,
a lot of solving problems and not a lot of making them, you know?
That's awesome.
It was nice.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. Congrats. It's always nice to feel a sense of accomplishment at work, I think.
I would say, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
How was your weekend? How was your Saturday?
Fantastic.
We'll talk about Sunday in a minute.
Okay. It was great.
Yeah.
My cousin's daughter had her first birthday party.
Oh, nice.
Children are wonderful when they're that little.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one. It's one of the things I know about you is that you love hanging out with family, especially like the kids. Like
kiddos are the best.
Yeah, kiddos are the best. I mean, there's something magical about them, right?
There's still an innocence about them, and they, you know, there's a lot of times when you get disappointed by full-grown humans, and then like when they're a child and they're getting it right, you're like, we're just. How much more enjoyable is this altogether?
Yeah, kids rarely get it wrong in that way, huh?
Yeah.
They rarely disappoint you is really what I mean. And when they're so young.
They're very agreeable.
Yeah.
Because they have no clue.
Yeah.
So they're like,
whatever.
Sounds great to me. You mean eat more candy and
go to the park?
Jump off some stuff? Yeah. Set up all the couch cushions in here and jump on them? Bet I will.
Bet I will.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
Hey, you know what I mean? Enjoy it. And if you're too grown up to play with the kid,
yeah, whatever.
Ugh.
Yeah, whatever.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Smoke something.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Nice. And then you joined me yesterday at the LilBean Market. That was fun.
How good,
dude? What'd you think?
How neat. Why is there not more people there? And like there was a decent amount of people. I'm not saying anything bad. I just don't know why there isn't like everybody should be there. Like
I mean,
go there.
I should have asked Charlie yesterday or today when we just saw him how many people ended up showing up. But I know he said he sold like 300 online tickets. Plus whatever was at the door.
And it's really, really cool, actually, because there's no way running 300 people through the dispo in a day would probably kill some of the people that I'm around. I'm trying not to curse. I did the F word.
No,
all right, we're going to bring it back. No, there was, you know what I mean? Doing 300 would kill. And then the walk-ins, too, on top of it. I'm sure there was plenty at the doors and whatever. So I honestly... What a cool group of people. It's very nice to go through and meet individuals and see
not even to mention the fact that the amount of people that came up to us and were like, "Oh shit, it's Dave."
You know what I
mean?
I enjoy very, very cool people. I'm Macho, Incognito,
Aviator.
Yep. We had there's tons of them, right? Like I'm gonna
You saw
struggle because
Pete.
I love Pete.
Yep.
Yep. Good
Uh,
old and honestly, like that squad,
mm-hmm.
Goat, Mr.
Yeah.
CBD,
City Trees.
City Trees was
Oh,
cool
man,
as
how
hell.
cool.
Like those
How-
guys were dope. I
Please.
feel bad that I didn't have more time to go around and introduce and meet and like and it
I wish you would have gotten there earlier because it was even better.
I bet.
Yeah.
I'm not even, I don't doubt that one bit. What I saw was very intriguing, and I'm slightly disappointed that I wasn't at more of them. I'm slightly disappointed I didn't have more buying power, and it's just, but why if you didn't watch a few episodes ago, new things are coming.
New things are coming.
So
Yeah, it's okay.
and there's plenty of these folks have all gotten together before, and
Yep.
they'll find another space to all come together again, and
Yeah.
look forward to some cool events in the future. I will actually make my I'll come in and spend a little bit more time one time.
Yeah, I mean, so you like really because you came to the one of the ones in St. Charles, and that
Two
in St. Charles, right?
correct.
And that was less trappery. That was more homegrown medical patient
Yes.
type stuff.
Yep.
And so this one was like the last of the trapper ones. And so you got to see like legitimate bags on the table.
Oh, it was trappery.
And so how was that eye-opening for you? Like as somebody who works and has worked primarily in medical and legal cannabis, I know like we've all done our own things, and so it's not like you're dealers.
No,
but like
because use your words correct, right?
sure.
And I think it's just to see the amount of people
Mm-hmm.
who are trying to do it, and they're doing it very well. There's
Yes.
some people who are doing it very, very well. I was
Yes.
impressed.
You can tell who like you can tell certain people like are really into it, and like who do we look at? Mr. E Weeds. Who had like the menu, and they dispense like drinks
above. I will tell you,
Yeah.
there was very
Distinct lines.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's distinct lines.
There was very white market.
Yeah.
There was very gray market.
Uh-huh.
And there was a touch of very gray
Like
market.
old school gray market. Like,
Very gray market, where I was like, whoa, but you used your words right, and I'm proud of you. That's it, dude. Use your words right. Be
That's right.
smart.
Yeah.
Say the things right, because until there's a change,
Right.
and this is the other thing too. Oh, well, what do I do? What? There's going to be a session. There's going to be new rules. Then we just adapt to the new rules.
Ultimately, yes. But it's still okay to talk about how the new rules that they're implementing are bad, and why we should actually pressure our lawmakers to not. Obviously,
1,000%.
1,000%. But we will adapt.
The big thing that really
after all.
stinks, and I think we talked about it a couple episodes ago, is that there is great people who are going to do this thing, and tons of them in droves, and I keep going because the only way is if we keep going.
That's right.
But then one of these days, one of the lobbyists with the money is going to hear me say something. I'm going to hear Aaron say something. Going to hear one of you say something that's going to spark that level of genius that goes, wait a minute. We can actually break some of these barriers down and make it easier. And then this level of access is actually going to make a market of this thing after all.
Right.
It's finally nascent.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
look forward to it being nascentful.
Oh, yeah. That's my point to it. No matter what, the people that I saw inside that place the other day are never going to your dispensary.
Nope.
Period.
They're not.
Doesn't matter.
I mean, there's certainly people that do go to the dispensary,
and
but
I'm not.
We talked to a couple people who are like, this is so much. One of our friends, Incognito, who was talking about how he used to have to drive real far, and sometimes they didn't have the stuff. He bought RSO. He got RSO here yesterday. He got like a vape pen. He got some like good rosin.
There is, and that's the thing, is that the stuff is available.
Right.
Now, I'm going to tell you in honesty, there is people who do it just on a massive scale better.
Yeah.
Pay for the quality.
Yeah.
The unfortunate part with inside of the dispensaries right now is the taxation rate.
Yes.
Right. So once
And
I don't really
and license number. But that's that's a symptom of the cap problem.
well,
But yeah, the tax rate, you're right.
The only issue inside of any of those places is the tax rate.
Yep.
Besides that, people would happily use the access to it. And there's, what's really funny is that I heard a lot of people in the past who would come into the dispensary and go, "Oh, I'm just so happy I don't have to deal with my dealer again," or something of that nature.
Yeah.
Where it was like there was a bunch of shade balls that you were going to buy your cannabis from to begin with.
Right. Well,
But now it's like almost the opposite of that,
Yeah.
right? Like there's like, I would rather
Cults of
hang out with the
personality.
homies. I would
Yeah.
rather support the fam. I would rather give some of my dollar bills to the people who deserve the access to and have tried to from the beginning
Hold on.
do things right.
I think you're making a case for libertarianism and no taxes. Let me tell you why. Because if taxes are so good, let's make them voluntary. So, but and what you're saying is that people are
Taxes are nothing more than war to begin with.
taxes are theft. But
Yeah.
my point here's how this all ties in. People would rather support the homies and not pay the taxes to the state or the government using it for stuff that we don't want.
Well,
So
war,
100%, 100%.
Yeah.
Killing other poor brown people in other countries.
Imprisoning people
Yeah,
who use
100%.
the flower that I'm trying my hardest to tell
100%.
you I'm in
Can't
a
help you.
building because of their license that is allowed to have
Yeah.
enough of it to literally kill somebody with. And I don't mean inhalation or ingestion wise, because it's really hard to do that.
Yeah.
But I do
Tons.
mean
Literal tons.
enough to drop on your head and kill you with it. And that's okay. But the small possession, the 1 ounce, the 30 gram, you had more than 30 grams, get out. There's a part in this that doesn't make any sense anymore. The fact that cultivation sites can have hundreds of thousands of square feet of grow space.
Yeah.
You're limited to 5 plants if you've got a medical license, and we don't want.
Shout out to Rev for their new THCA infused pre-rolls.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is,
But hey, you can only have 5 plants over 5 inches. Unless it's
that's the
hemp.
thing is, until we talk about this
Right.
plant like it is just one plant,
Right, because it is.
until we have the
Same
understanding
thing.
of what the plant is capable of producing, it's different cannabinoids and it's different terpenoids.
Well, we wouldn't want any of them synthetic ones, would we?
Oh, I don't even know what it means anymore. As
does it have
a
a venom
professional of literally as a professional who every day
Yep.
goes in and not just
Hey, we're both
because I'm
professionals.
anecdotally sitting around and listening. I'm going to the sources of. We're literally reading the news.
Yep.
We're finding all of the updated state administrative codes. I'm reading through all of that. I'm reading everything that I can humanly ingest about what cannabis has to offer. And I'm also anecdotally taking in what everybody has to say about it. And I'm looking at both of the sides and I'm going, there's mass confusion.
Yep.
And all this mass confusion is doing is allowing for 30, 40+% taxation, and all of us to sit there and go, oh, whatever. And it's a weird play at representing this plant for what it's capable of. How do you move forward scientifically? How do you move forward mathematically if the sciences and maths that we use to measure this thing with are so interpretable or manipulable. They can change it by 15%. Industry standard sway. Well, what are we measuring anymore? What does any of it matter? And until we have a consistent understanding, no hemp, no cannabis, no whatever, allow everybody access to both carrying and distribution and cultivation and just
Yep.
I don't understand why this plant is regulated at all anymore. It is weird to me. Allow people the access the same way. If you're going to allow alcohol, if you're going to allow people the access to alcohol that we do, you have to almost give cannabis the same.
Yeah.
And if not, what you should be doing, because all of us who are smarter know, you should be scientifically and mathematically studying this as a alternative medication.
Yep.
And not only alternative, but a arguably on the same level as essential vitamins are. We call this an essential consumable. Essential cannabinoids, but this plant has enough to be said where it's not just, and that's why beauty and having Mr. CBD around when he talks about the hemp hearts, the omega oils, and he's got all that side of it where it's actually the fibrous part of it. Then we have, the plant is way more than some regulatory thing that we have to be intimidated by because of the intoxicating aspects of it. The fact that we're so desensitized to the intoxication of alcohol as a society,
Right.
but we don't hold that same desensitization to cannabis now, it's kind of weird. Maybe it'll take another 10 years. Maybe it'll take another 20 years. Hurry up, get it there, because we're breaking more than we're fixing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Hey, let's get on the plugs real quick, and then we
Oh,
can
I
get
like
into
that.
the news.
Mhm.
And then, so I guess, so we got holidays coming. So next week is Christmas. Remind me after the show to talk to you about next week,
Okay.
by the way, before I forget.
Yeah.
So we got Christmas and New Year's, and then that week I'm moving. So we're gonna take, since this will be our legitimate last show at the Little Bean Grow Shop.
I'm gonna miss the red couch.
Yeah, we're gonna miss the red couch, the black wall that I painted for us, and everything else. Thank you again, Charlie. Love you, buddy.
Yeah.
Appreciate everything. You've allowed us to use both of your spaces for podcasting this past 74 episodes. So, well, actually, probably 60, because I think we did 10 at your spot without video, right?
Yeah. That's
Something like
about
that.
right.
50 some episodes. Anyway, appreciate you, buddy. So this is our
been
last
huge.
spot, or last time here. So we're gonna take a short hiatus while we transition. Allows us to get through the holidays. Allows me to get the move done, so I have a computer area to actually do the show from, and then we'll be back, and maybe a little bit different format, same-ish format, more guests, hopefully.
Hopefully. Yeah.
Hopefully.
And we won't be sitting next to each other. We'll be on the same screen together.
Yeah, unless until I build a studio in my basement or something like that. We'll figure something out.
Yeah.
There's also like Honeycomb Hideout has invited us to podcast out there.
Ooh, I like that.
We could maybe do some remote or some like special stuff out there.
It's possible.
Yeah.
That's a long trip the other way.
I mean, you never know. It might be a Saturday afternoon or something. We want to go do something.
It's possible.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know.
So yeah. So just so you know, that's what's going on. So don't expect us over the next couple of weeks, holidays. I may have something I might release. I have some unreleased stuff I might do. We'll see if I get to it. It's moving's busy.
Okay.
Packing's busy.
Okay.
But we should be back with our annual, or our will be annual, what laws have changed in 2024, 2025.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we did last year. It was one of our better episodes.
Yeah.
Higher viewed.
I'm into that.
Yeah, I think it got like 300 views, which was great for us.
I like that.
So yeah, and then plugs. You can find us, the Elevated News Podcast, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, all your other favorite streaming podcast apps. TwoDopeDudes YouTube channel. Please give us a like, leave a review. This helps us reach more people. You can also find us on supportdopepeople.com along with links to other pods, which we don't have except, well, you have Thursday nights.
Yeah.
And free stickers just by providing your email and address. We used to have other people that we tried to feature because it was about supporting other people who are doing cool things in the community that we believe that should be talked about, but no
Yeah.
more. Don't email me. I hate you.
Oh man!
And shout out to at least 2 people that I know listen on audio: John Voight and Cole. Both audio listeners.
Let's go,
Yeah.
boys.
Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
That's where it's at.
I also would like to see you on Thursday night. If you are not doing anything, Peace, Love, and Cope on YouTube. Come hang out. I am there for you in the cannabis knowledge that I have. That's it. Take your health back in your own hands.
That's right. We got 4 comments
Oh.
on the last one. This is like Mike something ADC. Love from ATX, which is Austin, Texas. Good watch.
Wow.
Appreciate you, brother.
Let's go.
That's from 3 days ago.
That is awesome. Thanks for
Dab Marino, I
Austin,
just missed the
Texas.
premiere. Time to rewind and watch. Cheers, fellow Illinois Gromies. Dab Marino, I believe, is from the Rockford area and used to show up to the Growers Hangout stuff. Have not met them, but cool homie.
Dab.
Yeah.
Appreciate you so much.
Daily Homegrown out in the Quad Cities. Got stuck at the office, but had to watch later, buds. Another great episode. Yeah.
Daily.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super awesome.
With all the love. Honestly, I greatly appreciate the responses in the comment. That really does, like, every time I see it, I'm like, man,
Yeah.
I was in the live chat.
Yeah.
Oh,
Actually, we were just about to talk about that. Dave actually was in the live chat, watched the whole episode.
I was there.
Might have been the first time he's actually watched an episode of the podcast. Well,
no,
I know you go through, but
I've
like,
been through a few of them. I mostly turn them on and then just work.
Yeah. Which is awesome. That's what you should do. Even if, yeah. Give me the view.
Support your friends. We're
That's right.
trying to make it make sense. I want everybody to have access to smart cannabis knowledge.
That's right. And then everybody in the live chat, John Boyd was there. Pete Heisenturp Brothers was there. I was there. Dave was there. Cole was there for sure. I was moving in between. Mr. Rourke.
Yep.
Mr. Rourke came in.
Big
Kind
fan.
Bud, Stank Butt, Dank Nugs.
Super cool squad. Steve. Yeah.
Steve saw him yesterday. Saw
Stevie
Chi-Town
Vic,
Hi-Fi yesterday too.
Elkanah.
content.
Yeah.
Macho. You were so happy to meet.
Oh man,
Dude,
I
you were
love me
just
some
about to
Macho.
leave you yesterday, and Macho walked out.
Love me some Macho.
And there you go, Chi-Town Hi-Fi, who walked up and introduced himself yesterday. Nice to meet you, brother. I appreciate you. I hope to hang out with you again. For real.
Yeah, it's so cool that. I mean,
I know.
I don't know.
It's right. It's like,
Yeah.
That's why I always try to get you at these places, because it's just me. I've talked about this before. It's always just me. People were like, "Where's Dave?" And I was like, "Dave, don't come out, man. But Dave's cool. I promise."
Yeah, I try to be. I'm not the cops, man.
Yeah, no, I know.
No, still, our buddy Bowie was so convinced I was the cops first time he met us.
For Bowie, Bodog?
Dead ass. He thought I was the police. 100%. Called his friend afterwards and was like, "Is that man a cop?"
Wow,
I don't
dude.
got no cop vibes, do I?
No.
All right. Hey, maybe.
I
Well,
like
use me
Bodog.
as an undercover.
I like Bodog.
Yeah.
Bodog's awesome.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, so
Here we go.
I want to talk about
get in
the
here.
Illinois Hemp Growers Association and the 2025 Hemp Lobby Day.
Yes.
On January 4th, date has changed from the 7th. The Illinois Hemp Growers Association, dedicated members and industry stakeholders will join forces in delivering a clear message to Illinois lawmakers. Grassroots hemp reform is the way forward. This is from, Illinois IllinoisHGA.com 2025 Lobby Day website. This effort builds on a strong track record of boots on the ground advocacy, including a spring 2024 campaign where I was at, where more than 50 stakeholders marched up the steps of the Illinois State Capitol and nearly 800 witness slips were signed opposing anti-competitive marijuana industry-backed legislation, which is House Bill 4293, that will devastate Illinois hemp businesses, a testament to the strength of this growing and mighty movement. So they're going to come together and oppose HB 4293 and advocate for the language in House Bill 5903. This lobby day will be an opportunity to connect lawmakers with the real stories and pressing needs of the Illinois hemp industry.
Do you know the difference between the two? What the two? Hold on, what's that say? Do we know what the verbiage in between the two is? That is
I don't
precisely.
I don't have the specific. That probably will come through when we talk.
Right there.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
In 4293, and then we
Oh.
talked 2 episodes ago
And I know
about.
that it has something to do with the verbiage around.
Of course it does.
What that's all what laws are to
Right.
begin with, right? It's interpretation of. But I believe it has something again to do with, and I think I just saw it bigly, is intoxication.
Yeah,
right? I
exactly.
think that's the big word that we're trying to maneuver our way around.
Yeah. So, okay, that's not the one. There was other stuff that I want to look at. Where was it? So it goes on here, and here's the fact sheet.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, I can do it right here, can't I? When it's so far away, I gotta make it bigger so I can see. So the 5903 fact sheet. House Bill 5903 will empower urban farmers, support small businesses, protect public safety, and position Illinois as a national leader in hemp, which it should be. What's in the bill? Equitable access. The Hemp Reform Act removes the Illinois property tax code requirement for hemp licenses. Everyone should be allowed to participate in the hemp industry. This bill makes it possible.
I like that.
Okay, cool.
I like that.
All right, cool.
Access.
Number 2, right? That's what.
Period.
That's what our champion is. What we champion is access to cannabis.
That's it.
Access to cannabis. Number 2, public health. The Hemp Reform Act creates minimum guidelines for hemp product safety testing and packaging. It also creates a 21 plus age gate for hemp products that contain cannabinoids.
Well,
seems common sense to me.
I'm into it.
Number 3, federal alignment. The Hemp Reform Act is a hard push towards aligning with federal standards. It amends the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act to allow hemp as an ingredient and amends the Industrial Hemp Act to force IDOA to update hemp production rules.
I would love to see some.
Those all seem like great things.
Yep. Very much so. Very much so. And good on them, because that's what should be spoken about, and that's what we should be accessing. Where on the other side, they're going to hammer down the word intoxication. And because lobbyists and whatever, yeah, I'm intimidated by that a little bit.
So one of the reasons I love Illinois Hemp Growers Association, shout out to Rachel Berry, she does amazing things. And shout out to actually Kelly at Kifkir. Shouted her out. That was, I think, the first time I heard Rachel Berry's name was Kelly at Kifkir.
Nice.
Way back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, just shout out to somebody who did one good thing.
Yeah.
Table any bill that bans naturally occurring cannabinoids in hemp. This contradicts the 2018 Farm Bill's clear distinction that such substances are not controlled when derived from hemp. The Controlled Substance Act was amended to explicitly include all hemp cannabinoids from the definition of marijuana, and also redefines hemp. This will only further and fragment and confuse markets. Correct.
That's literally the biggest.
Yeah.
We're using words that contradict the words that are already in place.
Right.
But we also are using words that don't allow for natural science to happen.
Correct.
For natural.
Illinois is going to find itself on the tail end of, people who are actually leaders in development of cannabis, and people who are just, have legislated their way, into the ancient past. You know what
I
I mean?
couldn't agree more with you. It's not a bad market to be in if you're one of the select few.
So, as I've said before, what the lawmakers care about in Illinois is money or showing up. So please do show up. January 4th, it'll be good for you. I'm going to try and get down there, but that's like the
I
Saturday
also
before I
don't
move
I
or
don't know
close.
why cultivation centers wouldn't want a
They
hemp bill
should.
in place, because then theoretically you could use the hemp thing
Hmm.
to get every one of your products
Hmm.
into gas
Hmm.
stations. Like you could put it into
You wouldn't have to be
everywhere.
like GTI and buy breweries to get into. Well, that's what they're doing. That's what GTI is doing. They're buying breweries and stuff like that so that they can get into that market. And that's what I mean. GTI is a multi-state operator. They don't just operate in
They
Illinois.
come from the liquor
Yeah, I know.
world of things.
Yeah,
So yeah, I mean, hey,
basically on Sam Adams now. I think.
I think they were a big part of that to
Yeah.
begin with. Yeah.
Hey, here's one. I know the Cole memo has gone over this. Cole, you always do stuff a lot more in depth than us, and I always appreciate that.
Oh
We're
yeah.
just a couple stoners on the couch.
That's it. That's it.
Flawed cannabis tests cast doubt on DUI convictions from our friends, Illinois News Joint. Jason Brown, you're the man. Uh, the University of Illinois Chicago Analytical Forensic Testing Lab has stopped testing for cannabis in law enforcement cases after the lab was accused of providing flawed test results in cases of driving under the influence of cannabis.
Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Like positive or negative?
What do you mean?
They were
Positive?
they were giving false positives
Well, I don't know.
or false negatives,
w-
because yeah, go on. Sorry.
well, it's only 0.5 picograms anyway, or 0.5 nanograms.
Yeah.
After a months-long investigation, the ABC7 I team reported this week that some test results from the UIC lab used by prosecutors have been deemed unreliable and could be inaccurate, and as such could change the outcome of hundreds of cannabis-impaired driving convictions in Illinois.
Oh my God, yet another Illinois law blunder.
Here we go. According to ABC7 I team's report, the lab's blood tests have been accused of producing inaccurate THC levels, which are critical in determining cannabis impairment for driving cases and could potentially overturn cases in free convicted individuals. The lab's credibility issues stem from its failure to properly distinguish Delta 9 THC from other similar compounds such as Delta 8 THC. Dave, what's the difference between Delta 9 THC and Delta 8 THC? Dave, could you tell me?
What's really good about this right now, I'm actually pumped
I
about
know you
this.
are.
This is so cool.
I
Yeah,
know.
you know what? Use it in the favor of the people immediately.
Yes.
This is the best case or the best instance
Yeah.
I've ever seen of Delta 8 getting thrown at somebody's face. Oh yeah? Oh, you're gonna incriminate somebody?
That's
Well,
tough.
tell me what the difference is between D9 and D8.
Yep.
And then they're going to go, oh, well, one says 9 and one says 8. And then we're going to go, okay, as far as your stupid test that you're incriminating people with, how do you tell the difference between the two? And then they're going to go,
Experts suggest the lab did not adhere to scientific standards, which, as a lab, I think, number one, you should adhere to scientific standards. Follow the science. I mean, we just have
I
to.
feel like a laboratory of that nature should be shut down. But then you're going, oh, well, it's the University of Illinois in Chicago.
With
Uh-oh,
allegations of
maybe.
systemic oversight failures. The
Uh-oh.
I team reported the documents indicate the lab identified these issues as early as 2021, but delayed notifying prosecutors and law enforcement until May 2023. Approximately 1,600 DUI convictions involving cannabis are now under review because of potential inaccuracies.
1,600?
I hope all 1,600 get off.
Jeez.
Which could lead to appeals, overturned convictions, and release of individuals from prison. I think this is just in Chicago, too.
Bruh.
One specific case involves Corey Lee, who was convicted in 2022 of aggravated DUI with cannabis, resulting in the death of a 52-year-old Pedro Pacilas Sanchez and 22-year-old Pedro Pacilas Delgado. Lee admits having used cannabis in the past, but has consistently insisted that he did not use cannabis before getting behind the wheel that day. In a bench trial in Boone County, a judge relied on the blood test results that showed Lee's level of Delta 9 THC at 6.5 nanograms,
Oh my
which
God.
is 6 nanograms over the limit. You are allowed 0.5 nanograms. The Illinois
No, I
vehicle.
thought it was 5.
Oh, okay.
So
Oh,
it's
okay.
1.5.
Okay,
But
so
we're
it is actually
but we're talking about the
sure.
most minuscule. I mean,
Okay.
I'm pretty sure you could a cannabis plant could fart near you. You're gonna get
Yeah.
6.5 nanograms.
Okay. So my bad. 6.5 limits 5, not 0.5. So, so it
And
was yeah.
still, I mean, bruh, we're talking about
It's nothing.
such minute amounts of something, and I get it. It's by blood concentration, but whatever.
Yeah.
I'm so blown away by some of the standards and who came up with this? Why did they come up with it? Why are we still scared of cannabis? What, like, for a logical, smart, intelligent human, probably every single person listening to this conversation here is going, yeah, we don't know why it's we
Yeah.
have no clue why it's illegal either, or why it's regulated at the capacity it is. Well, it's because of
good thing
fat
this
cronies like this that
Governor Pritzker went on TV the other day, last week, and he hosted a press conference, and he wanted to voice his support for House Bill 4293 and regulating intoxicating hemp products sold outside of a licensed cannabis dispensary. Wait, are there intoxicating hemp products sold inside a licensed cannabis dispensary, Dave? Shout out to Rev with their new THCA infused pre-rolls. This regulatory gray area.
well, I mean, listen, THC.
I know I know.
Listen, I don't know what it.
I'm
What
making
I
fun
don't
of
know.
it because it's that dumb.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
this regulatory gray area has created a loophole that put Illinois consumers of all ages, but particularly children, why won't we think of the children, in
Oh, the
danger
children.
while an underground market flourished. The exact opposite of what Illinois has done by regulating our cannabis industry.
You're allowed.
What he's saying there is that this has allowed other people to profit, which is exactly the opposite of what we've done here, where we only want us to profit.
Yeah.
Said Pritzker. We're closing that loophole and protecting Illinoisans of all ages by incorporating these products into the regulated and equitable system of dispensaries already in place in the state. We know better. Our spots are better. The few that we allow is because we know better.
Let me tell you what though is taking all, which is fine. Bring it to a dispensary.
Mhm.
I'll gladly represent every one of these hemp.
Access to cannabis.
Fine, whatever. But what do you mean though? Because is it going to be something that I have to put in the restricted access vault that has all my weed in it? Or am I going to be able to sell it out front on the shelves because it's just hemp? Because even in your explanation of, and you're going, I support House Bill with the hemp and you're an idiot. You're a blubbery headed idiot. And you don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
Well, he's talking about these nerd rope candies that he's, House Bill
I
4293.
bet that dude smacked some nerd ropes in his day. Yeah.
Also known as the Hemp Consumer Products Act, would change the definition. This is what House Bill 4293, you asked a few minutes ago what it was. The definition of the 2018 Farm Bill for tetrahydrocannabinol, or THC, which would be redefined as any natural occurring or synthetic tetrahydrocannabinol, including its salts, isomers, salts of isomers, whenever the existence of such salts, isomers, and salts of isomers is possible within the specific chemical designation, and any preparation, mixture, or substance containing, mixed or infused with, any detectable amount of THC or THCA, including but not limited to Delta 8, Delta 9, Delta 10, THCA, THCP, yes, or hexahydrocannabinol, however derived, or any substance determined to have similar intoxicating effects on the mind or body by the department. For the purpose of this definition, isomer means the optical position in geometric isomers. David, thoughts, comments, concerns?
I want JB Pritzker to spell 10 words out of there. I don't. Are you serious?
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I support this. You don't even know what it means. You're confused. The isomers and the salts and the whatever, dude.
Well, they're explaining all of it out because they're trying
very
prevent.
hard. Who can produce hemp then? If you put this into effect,
Cannabis
every
companies.
person who has a hemp license currently, you would strip it from them immediately.
Yep.
You're a big dumb buffoon. And I can promise you also, even listen, even if these MSOs, these big bad players in the cannabis world, the monopolies really, even if these monopolies think that they want to get into farming hemp, they're a bunch of silly buffoons.
Yeah.
Right?
Because they don't.
Stick to your indoor cultivations and you're running chemicals and you're doing whatever you're doing, and leave
farming to farmers.
What are you gonna do?
Let AG innovation happen. Let farmers work. Let fucking
why can't we choose to farm whatever we want? You're only allowed to do corn or soybeans, or that's it. Why?
Yeah.
Or wheat? We get wheat, soybeans, and corn. All the things that are terrible for any of us. Oh, we don't use it for us. We use it to fatten up the livestock. Oh, well, it's not good for us, but it's good for them. Let's eat them after it's good. We're such idiots. We just don't allow for, and this is what that's what Mr. CBD talks about when we were sitting here talking about make the feed for the animals that
Right.
we're doing. See, because the beauty in producing cannabis or strike my words, hemp in massive fields is that it is versatile in its uses. You can cultivate it for its fruit and at the same time use the remains of it for its fibrousness to produce everything
Paper,
from
rope,
textile, anything,
straws.
clothing, whatever, then use the saps of it to create natural oils and things that can be used in cooking and whatever. And outside of that, then use the remains of it to feed the livestock with. So and it's a natural source of decent omegas and fats and proteins and plants. It's disgusting that we continually use corn and whatever. We don't have a scientific thought behind why we do what we do. It is aimless. It's almost disappointing to even get this in depth, to listening to some buffoon talk about, well, we don't want intoxication.
Right.
You're an idiot.
House bill.
While you sit around with your drinks and your alcohol and your, I mean, probably him. He's probably in the snooters. You know what I mean?
His wife's on the board of Illinois MSO. Anyway, House Bill 4293 would allow for the retail sale of non-intoxicating CBD products outside of a dispensary setting, but with included regulations and quality standard requirements.
But CBD is an isomer of. How do we differentiate the two?
Lawmakers ultimately did not bring House Bill to the floor for a vote in late May 2024, but it's still one final vote from being sent to Pritzker to sign into law. The Illinois Hemp Business Association quickly responded with its own press release stating House Bill 4293 is not regulation. It is a full-scale ban that wipes out nearly all federally legal hemp-derived products, including CBD lotions, shampoos, and pet care items. This legislation would benefit large marijuana corporations at the expense of Illinois residents and the legitimate small businesses that follow federal law, yet does nothing to curb online sales of hemp products. Shout out to Snoop Dogg's got a new THC hemp THCA / hemp online dispensary.
Yeah, so does Burner. Cookies is huge.
Anyway, but yeah, shout out to my We agree with the calls to enhance consumer safety, but we must work together to create thoughtful, targeted regulations that deliver real public health and economic solutions. Yeah, so that's why you should show up on January 4th.
Holy cow. There's almost a thought in my
Of
mind that's
course,
like, get the hell out of the state.
the Cannabis Business Association of Illinois, CBAI, that's everybody but GTI. GTI said that they weren't doing enough and left CBAI back in the day, which is weird because if you knew the CBAI people, they're doing a lot. Also quickly responded by applauding Pritzker's support for House Bill 4293 and hemp regulations. A federal loophole was allowed for the proliferation of intoxicating hemp products such as Delta 8, which use potentially harmful chemicals to alter the composition of hemp to get consumers high, said Tiffany Chappelle Ingram, executive director of the Cannabis Business Association of Illinois.
Potentially harmful chemicals when they're in the chemical state.
This is happening outside the structure of the state's legal cannabis industry, meaning there are no rules or regulations guiding the production or sale of these products, which the FDA warns have not been evaluated for safe use in any context.
The chemicals are unsafe, but the isomers and the actual it's literally the most refined
It also
oh my God,
undermines
I'm
the
so
state's
confused.
carefully regulated cannabis market, particularly social equity cannabis license holders who face extensive rules and regulations to operate, while those selling intoxicating hemp continue to get off easy.
Oh yeah, that's it. And then
This is
all
why
of
it's
these
so important
same
to show up
people
and
are
to say
literally
something.
making
Mhm.
it's so crazy.
I know.
But then my favorite part is I truly just I want to see MSO products in
Mhm.
gas stations so bad.
Yeah.
The reason is because it's a blatant smack in the face. And does anybody need it? None of us know. For the people who have been out there trying to make a name for themselves, small businesses with hemp licenses who are actually following the rules and the regulations set forth by the hemp industry, both of Illinois and federally,
Right.
right? They're following all the guidelines, and like no matter what they do, it's just like more regulation, more regulation. It's kind of wild.
Hey, I don't think we're going to get to this today, but I want to at least read the headline because it'll just pop right into our other thing.
Oh well,
Okay.
and yeah, because I'll
Marijuana terpenes relieve post-surgery and fibromyalgia pain, study shows.
yay.
This is a government-funded research on terpenes produced by the cannabis plant, finds that some of the aromatic compounds could be promising therapeutics to help manage pain from fibromyalgia or during recovery from an operation.
It's
This,
literally just go to the next. Don't even
Yep.
read anymore because it's gonna ruin the whole. Yeah, bingo. That's
Yeah.
exactly what it is.
you want me to read this?
No, that's
Oh,
what I'm saying. We don't need to because if
okay.
we go into this next part, which is
Know your terpenes with Dave.
ba-bum, ba-bum,
That's right.
no, your terpenes.
That's going to be the new thing.
No,
Yeah, linalool.
duh.
Linalool.
Right?
Linalool smells like
Lavendery,
lavender,
lilacs. It's very
rose,
of the
rosy.
correct. It's of the purple plant.
So like if you go
descent.
into like a florist and they have all those fresh flowers and like that's kind of the linalool, the fresh, the
I literally believe that when they extract it from other places, I
Mhm.
believe they extract it mostly from lilacs.
Okay.
And I might be wrong. It might be, I honestly think it's lilacs, but, and maybe you can find it in that quickly, but, and you don't have to, it's fine. Regardless of, the reason why transition away from what Aaron was
Lavender.
just saying with terpenoids are great for post-surgery
Mhm.
and fibromyalgia, and yes, all terpenes, because, and this is where when we do these little things, we're breaking the big entourage effect down into small little bits. each small little bit creates just a little different piece of the puzzle. Here's the thing, the puzzle that you need to create is different than the puzzle that the rest of us need to create.
Right.
You need to understand the little nuances of each one of these little things at an expert level. And you don't need to be an expert to understand how to put the little things back together to go, oh, well, you're missing this thing. It could be this extra thing. Try this other thing. Try this method of ingestion. And directly to the point of linalool. Linalool is a gem. There's for multiple reasons. One, linalool is very good at sleep induction, right? And maybe even retention of sleep, where if myrcene isn't doing it, because we talked about
Right.
myrcene the other day,
Yep.
if myrcene isn't doing it, perhaps we need to try linalool.
Yep.
Sleep regulation is one of the biggest things that we can start to do to take some of our health back into our own hands. A lot of us don't have a good sleep cycle to begin with, but it's because we also we stay up too late. We're in the blue light all the time. We're watching television. We're overstimulating ourselves, and along doing that in the long term definitely can have some ramifications to it.
For sure.
I recommend having a regulated sleep cycle.
Yep.
Now, for some of us, we operate just fine. We have plenty of energy in a 6-hour sleep cycle, right? Some of us might need the 8, some of us 9, some of us 4, whatever. It doesn't really matter, right? Each one of us as an individual might be a little bit different.
Right.
But regulate that thing and keep it consistent, right? And try to, because it's good for your body to actually get into full-blown deep sleep, right? The muscle regeneration that happens there is real. The body sending signals to itself to produce cells or not produce cells or whatever in deep sleep happens. It's muscularly, it almost has to happen, right? So regulate your sleep cycle. Linalool might be a very good possibility of doing that if it's not myrcene, if it's not just indica, if it's not just THC alone that does it. Perhaps linalool is that thing.
Here it says, this is from Science Direct. Linalool has established sedative, antidepressant, anxiolytic, and immune potentiating effects, and can represent a significant portion of the EO of cannabis. This terpene can also have analgesic and anticonvulsant effects. That was from studies from 2010, 2011. It is, I don't know how to say that word, antinoroceptive at high doses in mouse via ionotropic glutamate receptors. Basically, that just means that it's anticonvulsant, is reduce seizures.
But that's the whole point to this too, is that it has the ability to be anti-inflammatory or antioxidizing as well. Anti-inflammatory is huge. Inflammation is real. Fibromyalgia is simply a classification of chronic inflammation. Beta-caryophyllene, we just talked about it the other day, is good at reducing inflammation. Linalool, good at reducing inflammation. I'm quite sure, actually, that if you were to start looking into most terpenes, you're going to start to find this laundry list of things that come out of them, and you're going, wow, they have all of these different effects. They're the same compounds that are found in tons of different plants, from citrus, flowers themselves,
Lavender.
linalool, lavender,
Yeah.
whatever, cardamom. It's the same thing from cinnamon,
Basil.
black pepper, the naturally occurring things that we ingest as
Mugwort, goldenrod.
bingo, right? Like the different things that naturally produce terpenes. and we use a lot of them in both. It's like what Eastern medicine, right?
Right.
It's plant medicine.
It's aromatherapy.
Aromatherapy.
They talk about that a lot of what they think aromatherapy
Bingo.
is from actually linalool.
But that's bingo bango, right?
Right. Because linalool lavender is used a lot in aromatherapy. They think a lot of the
1,000%.
effects.
So is lemongrass, which is just another limonene, right?
Correct.
Like there's all of these different essential oils that you find out there, right? You can almost trace back to one of the terpenoids that is naturally occurring from cannabis to begin with. And that's why to overlook cannabis, and it's like this thing is a Swiss Army knife, multi-tool. It has the capacity to be physical, textile. It has the ability to be cerebral and psychological, and the capacity of this one individual plant. It's very healing. It's very insightful. It's very
Personal.
but and yeah, and on top of that, it's very structurally underutilized.
Yeah.
Right. As far as fire retardants go, it's arguably one of the better ones. As
Yeah.
far as insulation goes, it's arguably one of the better ones. As far as wood and composites go, hemp composite is arguably the best one.
The hemp
but
plastics, jeez, those some of the nicest plastics I've ever seen.
And then also too, the fact that it is, by then, if it's hemp based, it is biodegradable in the long run.
Exactly.
Right. And it's disgusting that we don't do this at a greater scale. Keep producing the corn, keep producing the soy, keep pretending that all of that, and like we're so behind the times that when does it, because we're so behind the times, catch up to you? Right? Like I'm just mostly
government moves slow, and that's why it depends on the will of the people to inform the government what it actually needs to do, and that's why you need to show up.
Yeah.
For real. Real talk. Like I know it's funny, haha, but like for real.
No, honestly, show up.
Like if you actually care, show up. Otherwise, it's just going to continue to be bad.
Yep.
Anything else, Dave? I'm about to wrap up our last show at the in-person show at the Bean.
Charlie, again, I hope your next endeavor is
Bean Team, baby,
completely
forever.
As successful as you deserve it to be, man. If there's anybody, I mean, Charlie, I love you, man. Thank you so much for everything. To everybody who's been listening this entire time and actually watching, getting on the recaps and stuff, how cool. Thank you all.
Seriously, everybody who listens and comments and comes up to me or comes up to Dave, sincerely, it means the world to us. It's one of the coolest things we've ever done in our lives, I think. I don't know if I speak for both of us, but I feel that way. Just being able to influence and entertain people in the small way that we have is, it's one of the coolest things.
Yeah, I have to say what I have to say in here. Like, I need an outlet to continually talk the way that I do about cannabis, because am I anything special to it? I mean, hopefully I am. I don't know though, right? Because some of the stuff is there, it's available, it's accessible. But to not beat around the bush with some of the stuff, like I want to be very forthcoming and outright about what is real. Right? There is a reality to this, and it is that the lawmakers have confused everybody through the interpretations of hemp and cannabis because of the lack of genuine scientific understanding. We only are making these rules to later on profit. And anyway, past that, cannabis doesn't, it's way more at the same time as it being way less, right? And it's everything you need it to be, and
it's also nothing at all.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing. If you don't need it, then
Yeah.
it's nothing.
Yeah.
Then stop worrying about
Yeah.
it. Then you don't, in the same way that, like,
My body, my choice.
yeah, everything that you don't know, you're scared of,
Yeah.
right? But then we literally allow people to get to a point where they're so scared, but then they're also the representatives, and then they make the rules without any understanding. It's
Yeah.
purely fear-based interpretation, and it's left a lot of us to be misrepresented when it undermines the intelligence that a lot of us now possess because of personal experiences, but very long research now,
Yep.
right? Everything that we could learn or understand or find or know, and not everything, because there's probably way more than anybody ever could know, but we've uncovered all of this, and now the interpretation is getting way better done on this couch
Mhm.
than it is out there in the, you know, I'm not polarized by it, right? Like, I
Right.
just want it to be done correctly. I
Right.
understand that I get adamant, I get excited about it, but why can't we figure out cannabis correct? Um, and the way that I think we continue to do it, brother, is we just sit on this couch. Well, not on this couch anymore. It's very sad, but um, in our respective place, and we continually speak on cannabis the proper way. And we
Yeah.
ask everybody out there to please use the words that we use when
Yep.
we talk about cannabis and hemp.
Maybe not the curse words. We do curse a lot,
Yeah,
but
I'm sorry
whatever.
about that. But take the
Take the knowledge, spread it forth. Be a probiotic pioneer.
yeah, take the time that you've invested into us, and if nothing else, share and like and comment and do
Yeah.
all the YouTubey things, and or wherever you're listening from. And I will continually be adamant about this plant, and
Yep.
yeah, and do my best, because again, no matter what your representation is, whether you're personal use, recreational use, medical use, I don't really care. You deserve access to cannabis.
Mhm.
And whether you are the grower, the distributor, the packager, the
Sales guy.
whatever it is, whatever you deserve to make a living from it too. This plant has way too many regulations and way too many barriers to entry. And until
Yep.
we can figure that out, until we can break all those walls down, it's almost at this point, it's better maybe to just take all the laws that we've made,
Mm-hmm.
crumple them into a pile,
Mm-hmm.
set it on fire,
Yep.
restart again,
Yep.
right? With common understanding and scientific and mathematical
Sure.
provability, because some of what we're doing here is
Backwards.
it's farce.
It's farce.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's false.
We'll see you in probably 2-3 weeks. I'm saying at least 2, maybe 3.
Thank you, Charlie, again for everything, and thank you to everybody who listens to this, and
Yeah.
thanks to Aaron. Thanks for
Hell yeah, bro.
honestly asking me to do this with you. It gives me a great place to outlet some of my passion for
Mhm.
cannabis. I genuinely
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, we're talking about this stuff anyway because we're friends, and like you
Dude,
know,
when we
might
yeah,
as well just record this.
yeah, hopefully yeah.
I look forward to more in the future once everything calms down for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love you all. Smoke weed every day. Peace.
Yo, ding dong, we're done here. Time to go.